It's time for my final 5K race of the year. I say race, I mean run. It is Arrow Valley Parkrun. We're back again to do a bit of damage. And this time we are joining Andy, who is determined to get his sub-20. He wants to dip under that 20-minute barrier that so many of us, including myself, are desperate to finally dip under. He's not messing around either. He's got pacers. He's got Brett. He's got Ryan from Rayleigh Adventures. They have an army. There's too many to talk about. And we've also got Sam Bauer. We've got Rory, Rachel. There are a bunch of us here for this momentous occasion. And what's my plan? Let's be honest. I'm going to full send that sub-20 attempt. Give it simply everything that I have. No half measures today. If I'm honest, I'm visualizing crossing that finish line with Andy, getting a time that starts with 19 minutes, and putting these hard 5Ks behind me so I could just focus on marathon training, go back to my happy place. We begin in a relatively controlled manner and find our positions. I sit just behind Andy, a place that I'm telling myself just to hold to until he's crossing that finish line. I don't need to look at my watch. I'm going to sit on Andy and ride it out, easy mode. Also, I think the pace locks in and I'm feeling okay considering the excitement. We're running with a banana, we're running with loads of people in fancy dress. It's easy to get excited, but things are going all right. We make our way up the slight incline that we'll visit again on a second lap and also for the final sprint. It always stings a little, but I make sure to quickly shut down any gaps that were forming between me and Andy. I was staying on him and his pacing group. The first kilometre ticks over in 3:58. You need 4-minute kilometres for a 20-minute parkrun, and so we're on. As we start the second kilometre, my heart rate hits 180 for the first time. We're over 4 minutes in here, so I'm actually impressed that I lasted so long before hitting 180, as it usually only takes a minute or two to get that during intense 5K efforts. So that's a good sign, as high as it may seem. For reference, my maximum heart rate is 192. You might want to remember that for later. We make our way along the outer edge of the course, enjoying a slight downhill and the speed that comes with it. There is some mud on the path in places, but otherwise it is flawless. It is beautiful running terrain. The temperature was also perfect, so no complaints there, although there was a forecast for 30-mile-an-hour winds, so I was a little anxious about that, but not feeling the impact here. As we complete the second kilometre in 3:58, my heart rate crossed over 185. The third kilometre takes us back around past the start, ready for a second lap that follows the edge of the lake. There are some very slight undulations here, which I'm not the best at dealing with, but I focus on Andy and his group and just try to let them carry me forward. We pass the finish line where my wife snaps us all together. Just a lap, less than 10 minutes of effort, and I'll see her again as she snaps a glorious victory sprint before I cross the line in sub-20. It sounds wonderful, but I've got to earn it first. The third kilometre is completed in yet another 3:58. My heart rate is at 189. Time for everyone's favourite kilometre, kilometre number 4. This is where the going gets especially tough. As we turned onto the lakeside, the doubts started to really fill my brain. Small things combined together, the slight headwind, the growing gaps between Andy and me, the need to surge to force myself to keep up, and the obviously high heart rate that I could now hear in my head, even if I wasn't explicitly monitoring it on my watch. But I want it so bad. I want that fairy tale ending of joining Andy and his team as they cross the line, with our final sprint captured, immortalized by my wife. The gap widens too much, but there's a safety rope as I hear Rory approach from behind. Can I hold on? I need to hold on. But it is not to be. Not today. Heart rate averaging 190 for 5 minutes straight. There's only so much you can do, no matter how badly you want something. Like a balloon, I pop.
Ah, fuck. God damn it! Ah, fuck. God damn it. Ah.
You okay?
Yeah. Cheers.
You okay, man? Yeah.
Yeah, all good. $1,200, 1,100 to go.
That was not how I wanted this video to go. Sub-20 was the goal, obviously, and I just didn't manage to hang on. I wanted it so bad. I wanted it perhaps too much. I held on to Andy and his army of pacers as best I could for as long as I could. I think we got to about 3.9k, and then I tried multiple times. I surged to keep up with them because I knew if there was a too big a gap, then I'd just be gone. And then when the gap did form, ultimately, I had Rory as a safety net behind me, so he caught up, but I just, as much as I wanted to follow Rory, I just couldn't. Physically, mentally, let myself down quite a bit, and had a bit of a strop on the side. At the end of the race, at that 3.9k point, I stood on the sideline, just frustrated at myself, and waited for a friendly face. So I waited for Rachel, so I saw Rachel, and jogged alongside her with an 8-year-old who can do sub-20, a really fast 8-year-old, and also Steve wearing his Santa hat. So I ran with friends, and that kind of acts as a kind of microcosm of my running journey so far, where the highlights, as much as I aim for these sub-20s, sub PBs, it is the people, and that's where my biggest highlights have been. And I'm thrilled for Andy, even though, you know, I'd have killed to be with him across that line and seen that epic finish and experienced that epic finish. And I know it will come in a future race, I know, but I wanted it so bad, perhaps at a detriment, at a point of the amount of stress, anxiety over it, perhaps that acted against me. But it's been a speedy week. We had 10k on Sunday, Telford 10k on Sunday, we had a mile race on Wednesday, and then today we had this 5k. Not how I wanted it to go, but I think this video, as much as I'm in two minds about it, I'm thinking, do I just scrap it, have my winter break, and then come back to running? But I think I need to post this video just so those who are also chasing 20, also chasing PBs, realise that it isn't easy. And that sounds obvious, but you don't really understand the level of fatigue, of poison that your brain comes up with. It gets ugly to the point of, is it worth it? It is a stress unlike any other that I've ever experienced, and it is a very intense feeling. I love running, but my word, can it get tough. So it wasn't today, but I've still got my eye on the prize. There will be another run. I will take the positives. I held pace for 3K. We sped up a little bit and I still managed to hold on as best I could. I'm just happy the heart rate did hit max, hit 192. So physically, I was cooked. I didn't give up early. Physically, I was done. So I can at least take from that I was trying my damn best. But man, I wish I held on. It's going to be an epic video from Andy. I'm looking forward to it. Mine's obviously quite the downer. But Merry Christmas. And until next time, see you in 2025 with some new goals, including, yes, the Sub-20. Thank you so much for watching this year. It's been my first year on YouTube, my second 2.5 years running. There's much more to come, and I'm looking forward to it. Happy running, and Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Good morning, Rachel. How'd you do? You beautiful man.